Yo, 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 how's everyone doing? It's your boy Skilled Fawn. We're back doing another Elden Ring challenge that you guys voted on. Can you beat Elden Ring with torches only? Join me in this journey across the lands between to answer this important question. But first, we must go over the parameters for this challenge run. We're going to be using torches only, as I mentioned. Glitches and or exploits are allowed. No spirit summons, and must get all the great room and beat the game. Also, stay tuned till the end as I have a few important announcements. So yeah, let's jump straight on into this. We're gonna spawn in, de-equip everything, and yeah, we're gonna head on over, talk to Kale, and we're gonna grab our first weapon, just basic torch. And we're gonna talk to Malenia now and get Torrent. We'll be able to traverse the game a bit easier. So if you haven't played Elden Ring before, basically you need 2 great runes to progress into the capital. Capital is like mid game, and then once you get to the capital, that allows you access to the mountaintops. You can progress from there. But I figured get a bit of runes. We'll cheese Commander O'Neill, and shortly after we'll cheese the dragon and Caelid. They're just both super easy. There's like 3 or 4 bosses in Caelid that you can just easily cheese for runes. Very worthwhile. We're gonna get one last pop. Just like that. Goes down. Get some nice runes. And get the needle if I want to get the talisman from Millicent. Now we got the T-posing Grail. You gotta love it. And yeah, if you are having trouble with this exploit slash glitch, like he's just hanging out there, definitely run towards him. For whatever reason, it just insta-kills him. Not too sure on the specifics on that, but we're gonna head into Liurnia, grab the Academy key gate, and yeah, we're gonna head on into Altus. This way, Altus, it activates Radahn, and I'm able to get the Somber, or not the Somber, the Smithing Stone Bell 2, and the Bell 1 for the Smithing Stones is in Liurnia, so I can always run back there. We're gonna head on into Castle Morn to grab the Steel Wire Torch. The slightly better version of the regular torch. And one good thing about torches, and just like the Erdtree avatars in general, is that they are weak to fire. You're able to get a little bit extra bonus damage. Yeah, fire and frost is really good against the Erdtrees. Yeah, just like that. First one goes down. This one's gonna give us a pretty good starting, mixed flask piece. That like flame one is good, and then we're gonna head on over to the one like right next to it to get the damage mixed flask piece. But this one has slightly more health. It's a bit of a tank. And just like that, we're getting a ton of runes and a ton of useful things for the Radahn fight and fights beyond. I figured we'd go for Radahn first, just because there's not many torches in this game, but the best one that I'm looking for is in Nokron. And it's because it has a frost proc. Very worthwhile. But yeah, depending on the challenge run, I will, you know, use the summons for Radahn. I don't usually use the spirit summons, but, especially with his damage. I mean, I could have done Radahn, but much safer doing it. The NPC summons. We're gonna get that nice damage in, get that stagger. And when I'm hitting Radahn just myself, you can just barely see the damage actually tick down. There's like no yellow. Yeah, phase 2. Gotta avoid his lightning attacks. Try and fish out that stagger again. And yeah, the torture definitely lacks in damage, but the one good thing is that, you know, you just have really quick attacks, almost like a dagger. And did get caught off guard a bit there, lost a bit of health, but able to heal up, get back in the fight. Yeah, usually when Radahn does that, he's gonna send his meteors, do his crash, and then he's gonna do his big combo move. And I am pretty surprised on that hit right there. I just didn't die, but thankfully doing those few exploits gave me the defense I needed. Along with the, you know, mixed blast piece. Very shortly we'll take Radahn down, get our first Great Room boss, and the torch that we're really trying to go after. This one's not too bad. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be the damage source. Mostly going to be, you know, the frost proc from this new torch, but in unison with the steel wire torch, you can actually like frost proc something and then use the regular fire torch. That'll, you know, cleanse the frost off them, so you can just keep procking. That's what I ended up doing for Rykard at the end, so stay tuned. And yeah, we're gonna get the smithing stone bell bearing 1, and from this one Crystallian, he is very weak once you stagger him, so you can just keep on hitting him. Trying to watch my stamina so I'm not completely out. But, you know, he's not too hard. Takes a bit of time going through the cave system. Fighting him takes like a minute or two. Gonna upgrade the torches. The very good damage now on the frost one. And it looks pretty damn cool. Yeah, this is the way that you're usually supposed to go. Is to Marget and to Godrick, but yeah, I had the I wasn't two-handing the torch, so I could only do the Ash of War, which is just not what I wanted. Marget, like a lot of bosses in this game, have very staggered attacks, but they are very quick once they rile up. And yeah, it's a double-edged sword, the quick attacks, but sometimes the hitboxes can be a bit finicky with the torches. Definitely notice it on Maliketh / East Clergyman. But yeah, after Marget, we get the talisman pouch. We're gonna head on into Godrick. For the talismans right now, we got the seal, and we got the stamina regen boost. So I probably didn't need the stamina, just because, like, you look at when I actually do attack, it takes very little. But why not, you know? So yeah, we're gonna hit him with just the normal flame a few times too, but that gets the frost proc off. He's gonna go into his phase 2 screaming. Gonna run up, get the hits we need, get the frost proc. Yeah, you cannot riposte with the torches, which sucks, but it does give you that time to get some decent damage in. Yeah, right at the end, he does that attack I'm looking for that gives you like 4 or 5 hits in. Yeah, after his whole monologue, we're gonna head on over to his tower and grab his Great Rune. And yeah, it's gonna give me a pretty good boost to all my stats, to +5, and especially early game, it's like the best rune to get. I mean, even like Malenia's, I've not used in months. Just is not good. It's like one of the few great runes that has a downside. Unless they, I don't know, somehow changed it. Yeah, Tree Sentinel can be a bit tricky. I usually go for his right side of him. Actually, or well, just his shield side. Right side of me facing him. Just because, you know, the shield is not as deadly if you get hit. Still gonna do a ton of damage, but yeah, we get some decent runes. We're gonna head on further into the capital. We're gonna say hi to Godfrey, and then shortly after, Mohg and Morgott. And we'll fight Godfrey's harder version later, Godfrey. But we're gonna take it pretty easy right now. He can't be frost procced, but not the toughest boss in the world. And I think Godfrey has better music than Godfrey's, even though it's the same. It's like a, I don't know, like a different pitch and, I don't know, some other things. I don't know, it just sounds better in my opinion. Yeah, we're gonna head on down to the subterranean shunning grounds. Here we'll find Mohg the Omen. There is another boss down here, but I don't know, worry about that. You can see just how much damage I'm doing, which is, I mean, it's not far off from my RL1+0, but I mean, still the damage is probably better. And yeah, be prepared on the channel and on the VODs channel for that. I've got a few things coming out. And I'm not taking it the most careful here. Usually I'm pretty good at Mohg's Omen version. Lord of Blood, I can be a bit iffy in his phase 2. All the blood fire on the ground and stack up sometimes. I think that's one thing with the no hit run in the future. When I do that, it's gonna be very tough. But I'm not sure if when I do the no hit, if I'll do all 7 great runes or if I'll just do, you know, just 2 and then, you know, just the main game stuff. Most likely that's probably what I'll do, but I mean, maybe afterwards do all 7, see if that's something. Yeah, Mohg the Omen goes down. If I was a wretch, I probably would inherit the flame. It's definitely the coolest ending out of all of them. We're gonna head on into Morgott. Probably one of my worst bosses. Just not the best at him, even after all this time. Just moves around so much. Yeah, I'm gonna be mostly just fishing for the frost proc. It gives you like at least 1 to 2k damage usually, so yeah, I'm just still avoiding Morgott. Gonna keep doing his spear attack from far away. That gives me enough time to hit him a few times. And this attack too is pretty good. And yeah, I did get really low on health and had absolutely no flasks. So it was pretty good. I used the Great Rune combination with, you know, all the stats I currently had, because like any less HP and it would have just gotten smoked. But yeah, we're gonna head on into the Mountaintops of the Giants. And here we got the Smithing Stone Bell-Bearing 3, so that's the like plus 13 to 18. And you know, just one boss here. But this is probably, I mean, this is like one of the worst bosses in the game, in my opinion. I hate bosses that you cannot see their full body, but more importantly, he is just extremely glitchy. Right here, this is completely my fault, that second death, but the first clip and the third clip, it's like, what the heck? This one's like the weirdest, just because, like, if you look at my health, like, I'm still alive. I didn't lose any of it before the cutscene, and then I just randomly die. I had this problem before. I think it's my positioning where I was before the cutscene, maybe. But I only started noticing that pretty recently, so must have come up with one of the newest patches. But I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below if you guys know anything about that. But yeah, Ferrum Azula. And Godskin Duo, pretty damn easy if you have sleep pots and damage. Specifically, at least just like one status effect. Be able to get them in no trouble. We're gonna target Apostle first. He does have slightly less HP, and I did sleep him first, so feels like pretty intuitive. And whenever he does those like elongated attacks, try and unlock from him and then attack, because for like whatever reason, if you're locked on, you sometimes won't get the hits. Yeah, did get caught off guard a bit there, but no worries. And yeah, right here I should have just started doing at least some light attacks just to get the damage down a bit. But yeah, I was like, alright, well, Apostle's not going to sleep, so we're just going to go for Noble. And yeah, by the time Apostle comes over, he should be dead. We're gonna head on into Maliketh / Beast Clergyman. And always try and roll / go for those moves where he's like going side to side really, or well, slower than his other attack. You can see whenever you do that, you'll be able to get at least one charged attack, if not like another hit. We do get a stagger. I unfortunately am not able to get a frost proc though, at least first phase. Right at the phase 2 mark, just like 1 or 2 hits. You know, trash the hitboxes. It's more so for Maliketh. The torch is pretty fine, but we're just gonna mostly bait out this one attack. And I did roll the first roll was a bit late. Could always roll a bit early on that attack. Yeah, just like that. That's the perfect roll. And I wish I did have the Blasphemous Claw or whatever it is for this fight. Would have made it a bit easier. It probably would have given me the Frost proc. You can see very low on health. We get the final swing. Yeah, Maliketh, we're gonna kill Radahn. Or not Radahn. Oh my gosh, we're gonna kill Radagon. All the names are so close sometimes. I mean, clearly Radahn and Radagon look very similar. That's why I got them mixed up. Oh gosh. Yeah, I forgot fight Renala, so we'll just quickly take care of her. She's like on similar level to Godrick. She has like slightly more HP. She's a bit tougher than him, but I mean, just look at that damage, especially from a torch. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it is upgraded, but I mean, you can imagine like, you know, a heavy strength weapon, what damage it could do. Like that, we're gonna go into phase 2, do a jumping attack, into a charge to get the most damage. And it's nice when she just stays there and doesn't, move, but yeah, just like that, she's already at half health almost. Yeah, this is the part where she's gonna say some funny lines and she's gonna delay the inevitable. She loves it. Yeah, just keep trying to get hits.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, with that, we're gonna attempt to get the last hit, but of course she does her spirit summon, and yeah, we got another great room boss. Looking like, this run's gonna be possible. But at this point, we are, at the Ashen capital. We're back at the capital. After you defeat Maliketh, you'll return to the capital, but it's a bit different. This is one boss I kind of despise. He does have very little health, but you can just see from the counter, he spams a lot. And this is just in 30 seconds. The counter, like, it's insane how much he can get off. And I mean, depending on the challenge run, I can kill him quite quickly and easily, but I mean, most of the time it's taking upwards of 20 attempts, not more. Especially in the early days of my challenge running on this game. Yeah, we're gonna head back in. Try and just stay as close to him as possible and get a hit off before he even can attack, but you can do these really weird attacks sometimes. Just rolls in general. But luckily we have, pretty upgraded torch now. It should be plus 24 since we destroyed Godskin Duo. You get 2 frost procs. And I possibly could have gotten a third, and it might have saved me some trouble if I used the steel wire or just the regular torch to take off the frost. But I figured it might actually be nice to, have the frost on and get some hits to get that extra damage. Yeah, he's gonna, keep spamming. He is the all spammy. Yes, Sir Gideon, I'm sorry to tell you this, bud, but we are gonna become a lord. It's inevitable. I'd love to hear your guys' first experiences with Elden Ring. What you thought of some of the bosses, or found yourself in a funny situation. Yeah, on to Godfrey. He's definitely got way more health than Godfrey. But, at this point we are pretty leveled up. A good situation. You can just see how many buffs I have in the corner. And just gonna be fishing for a few attacks. Pretty much like every attack, or afterwards I'll get a hit, but mostly these certain ones I'll do charged. And yeah, he is such a fun fight. I love fighting him every time. Yeah, I definitely have, favorites and bosses I dislike. Get caught off guard there. As much as Malenia can be a bit of a pain, especially health, depending on the challenge run, she is my favorite. Trying to get the stun, but just doesn't want to play right now, Godfrey. He's gonna go into his nerfed version shortly. I don't know, I don't think I'll... It's definitely changed on me slightly, but I still think just his first phase is way more interesting and actually, like, menacing. The only, like more menacing thing in phase 2 is that he has, like, 15 grab attacks. Yeah, I'm basically taking this a lot slower and just gonna be fishing for the grab attacks. Get the most damage. And whenever he does like this long combo, if you do bait him, I think it's like the third string of attacks, you can go in for something at the end. Or closing in on his phase 2.5. He's got like, I mean, he's got 2 phases, but technically 4, because he becomes like empowered about like halfway through each phase. That's definitely one thing I do forget time to time is like the first part of each phase, you're usually supposed to jump over the rock things, and then once he does like the area of effect, you'll roll. But yeah, at this point, we got, very few bosses left. We're pretty much at the end game. We have access to Radagon and Elden Beast, but we got to take care of the rest. So we're going to do the Commander Nile glitch and just despawn him from the world, eradicate him. We get, some nice runes, probably like 1 level at this point, but it can be useful for a few other things. We take down Sanguine Noble, the NPC invader, which I had so much trouble in the RL 1+0. So yeah, definitely definitely check that out once it's on the channels. I don't want to talk too much about it or spoil anything. I want to save it for the video, but still going through it right now. I cannot wait for the DLC for this game. I'm so hyped. Been a little bit since they said anything, but that's one thing you gotta love about FromSoft is they take their time, they put their effort in, and we're gonna get an actual good product. It's not gonna be like Modern Warfare 3. It's not gonna be like TCM and all these other modern games. Yeah, with Moog, definitely a lot of delayed attacks. Once you get used to them, you can dodge with ease at times. But the good thing is I'm not bleeding him in this run, so he's not going to get the extra damage. But I'm only using frost, so it's gonna build up his resistance. He is much weaker to bleed. It's funny because he is the Lord of Blood. Yeah, I definitely got caught off guard by that explosion. And just watch out for the blood flames on the ground. Try and just go like side to side from the arena if you can. Yeah, another great room boss, the masked bandit keeps on striking. Yeah, now we're gonna head on over to the Halig tree. And over here we got two bosses, and one of them is arguably the hardest in the game. Say Malenia and Radagon are like the top. Radahn is pretty tough, but he's in like that kind of mid-game area, so he doesn't have the most health. He does have the summons, so yeah, phase 2 basically the same as phase 1, but you do have that mega laser sword attack. Like getting nice staggers back to back. We're just gonna keep on progressing through, no time to stop. So with Malenia, kind of funny, I got her my first try. You can tell that, by the way, just because she doesn't do that like starting jump in, and it's usually like not a first attempt. Oh my gosh, that first jump in the first time I fought her, I was bamboozled. Yeah, with her attack, since I'm very close, I have to perfectly time my dodges with her attacks, because too early and I'll get hit because her weapon has insane range. You know, too late, I'll get hit. But that yellow damage, just seeing it is so nice, especially for a late game boss. That's just what you're hoping for in these runs. One more hit till phase 2. Get the opportunity to strike. Sorry, Malenia, I'm not gonna rot. I know that's what you want, but we're gonna have to take you down. It's part of the game. I'm only doing what is required of me. I need to mend the Elden Ring. I need your rune for that. And just like baking a pie, it's just, it's very used to me at this point, playing her, / fighting her. And it definitely helps if you can take like a few hits, even like at her damage level. There's definitely attacks that at this point will still one-shot me, but I'm not trying to test that out. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna take her down first attempt.
my brother. I'm sorry. I finally met my match.
And with Malenia down, we got Radagon left. I realized as I was fighting Radagon, I was like, oh crap, I still have Rykard, but I mean, it's nice though because I mean, you know, the further you go into the game, the more levels you have, especially with Rykard if you're fighting him close. Kind of need all the levels, especially the health. But yeah, oh my gosh, I almost said Radahn again. Radagon has a few attacks that are just very quick that you have to watch out for. Got this lunging one. And that stomp can be pretty quick, but it's mostly that lunge that he can do. Fishing for frost proc, stagger, both are things I need. Once you get him like about half health, he does a lot more attacks that you can get a lot more damage in, just like this one. Yeah, gosh, like that stomp can be insanely quick. This is a good way to do this attack I've found is, you know, dodge the first two and then basically go ring around the rosy with him. And yeah, we got Radagon down, so now on to Elden Beast, which, I mean, basically is Radagon, like the embodiment of the Elden Ring. And yeah, the torch, you know, it's not going to be able to frost proc Elden Beast, but it's got insanely quick charge attacks that I'm able to just stagger him. I think twice in this. I might have staggered him 3 times, but like it just gives you so much extra time to get damage in. 2,000 hits is just insane. Yeah, at a third health, half health, and 2/3, he does, or it does, you know, special attacks. It'll do this like ring of light at 1/3, half health. It'll do its incant that basically has like these golden light showers come down, and yeah, the 2/3 he'll do the ring, but it's 3 rings. Gotta watch out for that. You can get a bit messed up on the 3rd ring / the 2nd. If you jump too quickly, you'll do a very slow jump. Yeah, right now I'm noticing that he's at half health, so he's gonna do the incant. Yeah, I do get grabbed, and thankfully I have the defense I do. I did use a bit too much stamina there. Got caught off. But no worries, we got plenty of heals, plenty of defense, able to power on through. Trying to fish for another stagger again, just, you know, I can get more hits. And I'm cutting it very close with my stamina each time that I'm getting hit quite frequently. Not good. You never know in a run what's gonna happen, what moves they're gonna pull. Yeah, I get very close to the edge of the fighting arena, which one thing I kind of dislike about this fight. I do really like this fight in general, but one of my you know, tiny complaints that it can just be, quite frustrating if you get caught up against the wall and get absolutely blasted. Most of the time it's, you don't really notice it. We do get that stagger again, we're going to be doing a ton of damage. At this point, if I did have an actual weapon, it would fully kill him from the hit. But yeah, just like that, Elden Beast and Radagon go down. And we've only got one boss left, but, I mean, Rykard's a lot easier in regards to them. The only thing that's tougher is he just has way more health. But you'll see the strategy I'll use with the torches. And I guess, like, the one good thing is every once in a while I'll have a Rykard fight where he'll just glitch out. Because usually you're not supposed to fight him close range. Use a different weapon that you get, like, pretty much just from walking into his arena. And Rykard's so weak to frost, basically able to proc it every couple hits. But his phase 2 does have, some slight complications. He goes into this, like, phase 2.5 almost, and he'll, start, like, having these flame skulls rain down. Yeah, fishing for frost, stagger, that's all I'm really trying to go for. Making sure I do not get, caught off guard when he's trickling backwards. Just like that, roll in. Would have been safer to roll backwards, but, wanted to get the last few hits in. And oh, Rykard. Only together. But yeah, I mean, it is quite a two-man effort taking him down. He's got to work with me. I've got to work with him. Can't, press the attack too much. Just because with his phase 2.5, I do not want to get caught off guard. And I have to be very careful with my healing situation. I do have, quite a bit right now, but as the fight weighs on, I gotta watch out. And, he is quite low, so we're gonna just spam him, take him down. 3 flasks left, so, a bit scary, but yeah, that's Elden Ring torches only. And yeah, we were able to beat it, so thank God. Definitely was a bit tough in certain situations, certain bosses. Moog the Omen definitely took a bit of time because he couldn't be, frosted, but there's a few other bosses like that. But yeah, as the end cutscene is playing, I'll talk a bit, especially about the upcoming announcements. So on the horizon, we got some very big challenge runs. As I mentioned, we got RL1+0. This has been that, and DS3 SL1 have been in the months in the making. It's taken a very long time. I took a break from both of them previously just because I usually like to keep challenge runs going, and if like I'm not making too much progress, I'll take a slight break from them and then return. But those two in particular, I just took a very long break from them, kind of you know dreading the day that I'm gonna have to go back. But DS3 was a lot easier. It was mostly Elden Ring. You'll see in the compilations once they come out, it was Godskin Duo and a few other bosses that just made me want to bash my head in. They were just so difficult. Probably the most difficult challenge run I've done yet. And, I'm sure there's going to be even more tougher challenge runs. When I do the no death or no hit. But yeah, so expect those two challenge runs. I'm going to be doing a Star Wars Force Unleashed no death run. Thankfully, I've had a lot of practice in that game. Been speedrunning it a lot in the recent past. I haven't done it in like the past couple weeks, but I definitely want to get back into that. I'm pretty close to the world record. I'm like second place if I put it into speedrun.com. But yeah, so I mean there's a whole bunch of stuff, so expect all that on the horizon. I appreciate you guys coming, watching the video. Skilled Fawn out.